Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Maryland County Board of Commissioners meeting November 10th for 9 a.m. Call this meeting to order. If you will, please silence any cell phones or any other electronic devices that you may have. Please stand for the invocation and the pledge of allegiance.
Before we have the invocation, being that tomorrow is Veterans Day, I'd just like to take a minute to recognize any veterans who may be present with us. We know one of our commissioners, Commissioner McCoy, is, but are there any others in the room? Wonderful. Right. Thank you for your service. Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time that we have to come together to take care of the business of the county. And dear Lord, just as we always do, we just ask that you guide our thoughts, our actions, our words, that whatever we do, first and foremost, will be pleasing to you and be in the best interest of those who live here. Dear Lord, as we are upon Veterans Day, we do thank you for all of those who have served our country over the years, Lord. We just ask that you bless them, keep them safe and out of harm's way. And Lord, be with us as we leave from this place today. Give everyone a safe trip back to their respective places. And we pray these things in your name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Come to the next item on the agenda, and that is to adopt the agenda. We do have a couple of additions that need to go under new business for line item number 6. That will be to confirm a purchase of a 2021 F-150 for the animal shelter in the amount of $36,200. And item number 7, MOU between Meriwether County School System and Meriwether BOC for public safety grant.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, ma'am.
Also let you be aware, Mr. King is on the agenda for today. He's reached out and said he will not be able to attend the meeting today due to a job conflict.
Okay.
So we're just removing that.
Yeah, so we'll remove item number 2 under new business, and item number 3 will become 2, and so on. All right, are there any other changes? Hearing none, do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor? Motion carries. Let's go ahead and do this. Well, Theron's not here yet, so we'll wait. Next item is finance report, Mr. Beal.
Mr. Chairman, y'all have the 3 reports in front of you this morning. One is the bank balances. You will notice the general fund is kind of low. That's indicative for this time of year. We hadn't received any tax receipts yet, but if you look down at the general fund, local government investment pool, we still have a healthy balance there. So that will be plenty to get us through to when the tax receipts coming in and start coming in mid-December. Second report is the SPLOST receipts. You will notice that we're still averaging almost $20,000 a month over our original estimate. So we'll probably go back and redo that and give you a more accurate projection on what we're gonna receive over the life of the SPLOST program. Same thing with the 2020 T-SPLOST on the next page. We're averaging about 10,000 more. So we'll probably do that exercise as well. And that's all I have unless you have any questions.
Any commissioners have any questions? Well, I was going to allow Ms. Ellis and Ms. Reed to do this, but Theron's not here yet. We'll move to the next item, and that is citizen comment. We have Larry Dunaway. If you will come up, Mr. Dunaway. Give your name, address for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes.
Hey, I'm Larry Dunaway, and I live at 3361 Wilbur Keith Road, Greenville, Georgia. But this is more of information for this morning. Thank you, Beth. Tomorrow is Veterans Day. We'll be having our Veterans Day ceremony over at American Legion Post 186 at 11 o'clock. Our speaker tomorrow is going to be particularly special for us because Stacey Brown Hummer has spoke before, but she's be speaking tomorrow on the Reboot Recovery Program. And what that is, it's a proactive mental health program for our first responders and our veterans that have been returning back from Afghanistan. And we will be doing this program at the post. The program for our first responders is about a 2-day program, but we realize to get our first responders all there, we'll be doing it multiple times to give them the opportunity. And this mental health program would fit real well into your health and wellness program that you already do for your employees. Being it's a proactive program, it's just like the programs you've had with diabetes and helping people with weight problems. Stress is a contributing factor to both of those problems. So this will give your first responders an idea of how to deal with stress and this program will take them through some steps that'll help them. So I want to invite everybody to but Stacy is one of the facilitators for this program, and she's done real well with it in Troop in Coweta County. So if just come to that, and Stacy Hummer, Hummer, and particularly like to invite the press to come to that. It'll be if you've never heard Stacy talk, Stacy is one of our she's Air Force veteran, and when Stacy and I conversation back and forth, I've called her Boomer. That's not a nickname, that's her job title, but I'll let her speak on that tomorrow. But just one note about the speaking here before you, I like the order in which you have put it on the agenda, because if somebody needed to speak before you made a decision, it would make sense that this is where it should be. So it's easily done. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Michael Robertson. Michael, if you'll come up, state your name, address for the record, please.
Yes, sir. Michael Robertson, 35 Dolly Harris Road, Sonoya, Georgia. I'm coming to you guys today. I'm also the chairman of the Meriwether County Recreation Advisory Board. And I coming to you today about the recreation, Meriwether, Manchester Recreation Department. Looked at the history of it, and I understand why we merged with Manchester, and as far as for letting them have, run the recreation department over the years. One of the not concerns, but to see if y'all can help with this issue that we have, and one of them being conveniency on the north end. Last year, and just to get an understanding of it, not to just say nobody's doing their job or anything like that, just to get an understanding of it, being in the position that I am in Greenville Recreation. One of the things was with COVID, we had limited or no events that took place in the recreation. And one of the questions that came up was the funding of it. Where did the funding, does it go back into general, the money that's allotted monthly, does it go back into general funds that was not used for the events, for the recreation, or does it roll over into the fiscal year, the 21-22 year? Was one of the questions. Again, just trying to figure out how it works going forward, being in the position that I'm in with Greenville. The next one was the audit of the funds that's allocated to Manchester Meriwether Recreation. And the reason I'm stating this, not to say no one's doing what they're doing, just Vic is not going to be there forever. Okay, and I'm trying to see, like, if the next person step in, there won't be a Vic. They might do something else, and do we have anything set in place to where we can follow those funds to see exactly what's been going on or how he's doing it, to the point where if the next person steps in, they would know how to follow, doing the same thing that he's doing. And last is, again, I spoke about convenience. On the north end is struggling, as it has been. It's probably one of the reasons why we let Manchester handle the recreation department. Again, conveniency. They can't travel from Luthersville area down to Manchester area just for practice, Monday through Friday, especially if it's a multi-family family with multiple kids going to Whitberry and so forth, because it's split up. What else did I have? And one of the things I talked to Vic about was facilities. His thing was the involvement with the kids on this end. There's not enough involvement. So one of the things I spoke to him about was a visual. Kids seeing that there's fields and a gym to go to, there'll be more participation ongoing, like it is or was in Manchester. The reason why they're keeping going.
Michael, I hate to cut you off, but that is the end of your 3 minutes.
All right.
All right, thank you very much.
Now, and this is my first time doing this. Do I get questions back for this, or I'm
We
just
don't,
speaking?
not under citizen comments, we don't comment back.
Now, what would be a way for me to get questions back answered?
Mr. Bill could probably get back with him as far as the
Going without?
financial stuff.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Before we move on to the next item, we have a couple of ladies here from the Mount Pilgrim area. Mrs. Reed and Mrs. Ellis, they wanted to do something this morning, so we'll allow you two to come on up.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing today? We're here today representing Mount Pilgrim community, and we'd like to thank our two commission that came out on Saturday, Chairman Brown, Thoroughgate, and Miss Hadley. We had a wonderful time, and we want to let them know we appreciate everything that you all had done for this community. You kept your word, you was honest, and you did what you had to do. We came to you all in a sensible way and presented things the way that it should have been presented to you all. And in that, and I said that to say, when you do things like that, things works out for you. So today, we are here today to present this certificate of appreciation to Mr. Thoroughgate. We got you this time. And I'm gonna read and let you know what it says. It said, we, the citizens of Marietta County, would like to present this certificate to Marietta County Administrator Thoroughgate for being devoted and showed great diligence in carrying out the paving of Mount Pilgrim Road. We appreciate the honesty that you all have shown in this community. We present this certificate on the 6th day of November 2021, which you was not there, but that's the date we wanted to present. And it's signed by Ms. Gail Ellis, Sue Ann Reed, and Tommy Walton.
Thank you so much.
We're gonna get a picture of y'all. Skip will take one real quick.
I'll just say, you guys were some of the best people I've ever worked with. It was, fun, and it came out with do it. I'm sorry I wasn't there that Saturday. I had great daily duties. So, I appreciate it, and I think it's a great project. Just again, I appreciate you guys. To tell you a little bit about what these ladies did, when we had the construction guys out there very first, they loved going out there working because they would fix lunch for them. I show a true appreciation. We appreciate what you guys do. Thank you.
Yes, we just want to.
Y'all get a picture with Aaron.
Aaron, get a picture.
And also,
Aaron, get a picture with it.
okay, also I would like to say we gave one plaque to the whole.
Yeah, I was saying, we'll talk about this
Oh,
later.
okay.
We do have it here, we sure do.
I don't want to take your spot.
Well, we have pictures that we were gonna bring up later with y'all, and we'll do that at the end of the meeting.
And I just want to say thank you.
Well, thank y'all for everything. It was really nice
So
getting to
much.
know
God
you.
bless you. Thank you.
Sorry, Skip.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Would you email me one of those? Yes.
And email the other one too.
Glory, hallelujah, thank you. Thank y'all.
All right. Next item on the agenda is the minutes from the October 26, 2021. Are there any changes that need to be made? Hearing none, do I have a motion to accept the minutes?
So moved.
Have a motion, do I have a second? Second. Motion and a second, all in favor? Motion carried. Next item, public hearing, we have no need for. Next item, unfinished business. And item number 1 is revision of solid waste ordinance. And we have been asked by the administrator to table this until the January 12th, 2022 meeting. Do I have a motion to table?
So moved.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor? Motion carries. Next item are appointments, there's no need. And next item, new business. Item number 1, consideration of request to pave Beulah Evans Road pending acquisition of right-of-way.
Chairman and Board, Mr. Gay is going to address this.
Morning.
Morning.
At the last meeting, and Michael just asked the same question, how do we get feedback? At the last meeting, Swoback came and asked the board for consideration of a commitment to go ahead and move forward with paving of Beulah Evans Road pending, of course, right-of-way, which we're working on right now. And we do not think that's going to be a problem. And so that came out of the public comment. You guys couldn't turn around and comment. So to get an answer for her, we put it back on the agenda today for y'all's consideration, okay? And we'd be happy to answer any questions anyone has.
All we're waiting on is the rest of the right-of-way.
Rest of the right-of-way, and what we'll do is that we'll, once we get that in, we'll start the construction plans. We already got some elevation shot and everything out there, so we'll start it and go ahead. My plan would be to get everything together and start that project in the spring.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to put on the floor a motion that we vote to go ahead and pave Beulah Evans Road. Mr. Gay has already stated he doesn't see a problem with the right-of-way and with all the work that's been done as far as our procedure for going from a dirt road to a paved road. They've met all the requirements, so I put that in a motion.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Motion carries.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. All right, item number 2, request from District Attorney Herb Cranford for a MOU for pretrial diversion in Meriwether.
Chairman and Board, Mr. Tim Marlowe is here to answer any questions you might have and explain the MOU for pretrial diversion in Meriwether County.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
So I believe y'all have already had the memorandum of understanding. I understand it's already been reviewed. If y'all have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. The big opportunity here is, instead of sometimes where it's a probation, short-term probation with a fine, where that goes into the general fund, these allow some of the younger individuals to go through the program with not having a criminal history, and also that money goes into the county fund instead of going into the state's general fund. So it can be a great benefit to the county itself. But yeah, does anybody have any questions for me?
Any commissioners? Don't believe so.
Wonderful. Thank you
Very
so
much. So do I have a motion for the MOU for the pretrial diversion in Meriwether?
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor? Motion carries. Item number 3, discuss future meetings.
Chairman and Board, this is to discuss the meeting for November 23rd and December 28th. These are regularly scheduled BOC evening meetings. Just want to make sure with the holidays that these meetings will proceed.
I see no reason not to, especially the 28th of December when it's after Christmas and before the,
Thanksgiving holiday.
yeah, there's no need of not having that in my opinion. And November 23rd, that's on Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
Yes,
So
sir.
there's really no need, in my opinion, not to have it.
Notes gonna be gone or something, I don't know.
So I'll make a motion to continue to have those 2 night meetings in November and December. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor? Motion carries.
Are we gonna have a work session in December?
Is there one in December?
We may have one. There has not been one scheduled at this point.
Okay. All right, item number 4, 2022 LMIG project report.
Chairman and Board, this is in your packet. It's the list of recommended roads for the 2022 LMIG program. There is also discussion with GDOT regarding additional funding for the Luthersville Road project. If there's any changes that anyone would like to request, just let us know as soon as possible so we can meet the submittal deadline.
Mr. Chair, I do have a question. On this one, it seems like, we're only getting 7 miles, if I'm looking at that correctly. Normally, we're able to do at least 11 or 12 miles. Can you explain, is it the cost factor or, why we're doing less amount of miles this time?
Yes, ma'am. Commissioner Hads, that's a good question. If you'll look at line number 1, the reason you're getting less miles this year is you have the Luthersville Road, which requires a much more expensive process. It is a full depth reclamation and binder striping, and we're actually widening that road just a wee bit. That is where we're hoping to be able to, as the administrator was saying, we're hoping to be able to get some additional GDOT funds to expand that. And so that's one of those kind of combination projects like you guys have done in the past that gets multiple districts, but that is the reason. Your dollar amount is about the same. We usually look at about $1.2 million worth of program, and the cost of this is just expensive as opposed to let's say about $100,000 a mile. The full depth reclamation costs closer to 450 or 490.
What is the actual length of Luthersville Road? Because if we're doing a mile a year, how long would it actually take us to finish that? And the sad part is each section of it is worse and worse. A couple of days ago, I was on the end of Luthersville Road where Rocky Mount is. And I'm sure Commissioner McCoy will be familiar. That is a really rough area right there.
Right.
So are they just, wherever that mile stopped from 2021, they're gonna start from there and just continue on? Is that the?
That is the plan. We just don't have enough dollars to do it all at one time. But we have had conversation with GDOT, and I've got, some of my report ready to go. This is what would have years ago been known as a state secondary route, because if the state route was closed, traffic would be routed down that road. Well, traffic routes itself down that road because it's a shortcut. It connects 3 major state routes. So GDOT seemed to be very willing to say, hey, we'll take a look at that with you. And we'd love to be able to get enough funding. The city of Luthersville has done a couple sections. We're doing a section. This will be another section we're doing. And then ultimately what we'd like to do is get out to like 362 at the very least. The road is a little better condition after that, but up to 362 is pretty tough. And the road is so narrow as well. I mean, those that travel it really understand that. So yeah, that's what we're trying to do, but we're also trying to get GDOT to help us where we can extend it further. And if we can get those funds, we'll come back. This will be project we'll have for letting in the early spring. And if we get additional dollars from GDOT, we'll put that in this program as well. Thank you.
As far as miles, from the city limit sign in Luthersville, 362, I believe it's about 7.5.
I think it is, yes, sir. And right now we'll have a couple miles into that, but we really do need to get it all the way out to there.
So to answer your question about year 2030.
I hope before then, okay. Thank you.
I mean, if GDOT comes through though, that could really change.
That would really change.
All right, any commissioners have any comments? All right, hearing none, we'll move to item number 5, confirm purchase of.
I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, are we voting on this?
It was just a project report.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to make sure we gotta submit that.
So do we need to vote on that? Oh, okay, I thought it was just a report.
It comes down to it, and something happens with that, it's where you can switch the road out, but we just really need something to close out this year.
So do I have a motion to accept the LMIG projections for 2022?
So moved.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor, motion carries. Next item number 5, confirm purchase of 2021 F-150 in the amount of $36,200, and it gives a stock and VIN number for the animal shelter. The animal shelter has a balance of $68,130 in their bank account. I'd like to make a motion that we take the full amount of $36,200 from the animal shelter bank account.
This is donated funds, right?
They are.
That's in that account.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Motion carries. All right, item number 6, MOU between Meriwether County School System and Meriwether County Board of Commissioners for Public Safety Grant.
This is a MOU regarding Governor Kemp's safety grant out for law enforcement. So this MOU will cover 3 of our SROs.
Any commissioners have any questions? Hearing none, do I have a motion to accept the MOU between the school system and Meriwether BOC?
So moved.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor? Motion carries. All right, next item is report from County Administrator.
Thank you, sir. I have a bunch of things to report to y'all today. On T-SPLOST projects, all of the paving for Mount Pilgrim Road, Peaceful Lane, and Tuskegee Lane is complete. Piedmont Pavement is finalizing the shoulder work and ditches on Mount Pilgrim Road, and will be moving to Peaceful Lane and Tuskegee Lane on Wednesday, 11/10, to finish the shoulder work. Permanent striping and grassing should be complete next week on these roads. The Massengale Mill Culvert Project, Piedmont Paving formed and poured the head walls at the new culvert pipe on Tuesday. Public Works will now be able to finish the backfill work to allow the road to be open to the public. The section will not be paved for several weeks, but traffic can utilize the road. LeMig 20 and 21, Piedmont Paving is currently working on those projects, and they hope to finish both contracts within the next few weeks. 4-H is heading to Rock Eagle with a record number delegation next weekend for the junior conference. 10 will be in attendance, including our own Landon Cunningham, who is serving as the Northwest Junior Board President. And they also had the annual pumpkin decorating contest, and there was 60 pumpkins that were judged. And want to remind y'all, it is that time of year again, and Christmas will be here before you know it. Contact has been made to the cities regarding decorating the Christmas trees on the courthouse lawn, and all cities are willing to participate. So thank you, Beverly and Allison and staff, for getting that done. Our county maintenance department will install the trees between the 15th and 17th of November, and the decorations will take place between the 18th and 23rd. If you would like to assist with decorating the trees, please contact yours truly over here, Beverly. The county Thanksgiving Luncheon will be held on Monday, November 22nd. Due to COVID, we will be unable to attend as a group as we did in the years prior to COVID. Board members and administrative staff will prepare the Thanksgiving luncheons at this building and will have them ready for delivery or pickup. Staff will be in contact with each department regarding the time frame for delivery. And that's all I have to report today.
All right. Any commissioners have any questions for the administrator? Hearing none, we'll move to the next item, and that is report from the county commissioners.
Mr. Chairman, Board of
Yes.
Commissioners, I have nothing to report unless you have any questions.
All right. Report from county commissioners. Commissioner Hadley?
Commissioner Threadgill and I did get to attend the barbecue hosted by the Ellis and Reed families on Saturday. I just don't know if I've ever seen a more appreciative and gracious event. It was just so nice. There was enough food there to feed an entire army. But they did give a certificate of appreciation. It is to all of the commissioners. And of course, my response to them was that you got to give yourself some credit too. The way they came about, approached their request, worked with everyone, and then also to the citizens of the county who voted to pass T-SPLOST. If those two things had not happened, this wouldn't have happened, Peaceful Lane wouldn't have happened, Beulah Evans wouldn't be happening. So we have to give credit to the citizens of the county too. But again, it was a wonderful afternoon. I mean, everything decorated so pretty for fall. And they went to a lot of trouble and expense, I know, to do that. And we had to get on the golf cart. They rode us down the entire Mount Pilgrim Road, all the way back up. We looked at everything around. I mean, they are so proud of the road. If anybody were to do anything to damage it anyway, they'd probably kill them. They are most appreciative. So I was glad to be able to attend, and it, like I said, it was so nice. One thing, Candlelight Weekends will begin in Warm Springs on the 19th and 20th. That'll go all the way through December the 17th and 18th. The shops will be open late. Everything will be pretty and lit up. They're already working on it. If you go through at night now, you're beginning to see some of the lights and stuff. So put that on your calendar and, come down and support the people in, the merchants there in Warm Springs. It's looking really pretty. They've been doing a lot of work on the sidewalks, some guys have, and it's just looking nice. So I hope you'll make plans to come down for that. And then one other thing I'd like to say, and this is really to the constituents in District 5, of course, the county as a whole. And in 2018, when I once again ran unopposed for District 5, I'd like to think that it was because the constituents in my area thought that I was doing a good job, and not that there's not anybody who is interested in doing that. But at that time, I did say that would my intentions are that to be my last term, which still has another year and a couple of months to go. But with that being said, I just didn't want to get down to the last minute before qualifying, and people, if they weren't running because they thought I was doing an okay job, they'd be at the last minute trying to decide what to do. So I just wanted to put it out there that, hopefully there's somebody out there really interested who loves Meriwether County, who is committed to serving people, because that is what it's all about, is service. And different ones have approached me over the years saying, if you don't run, I'd like to. Some of those people, their life circumstances have changed. I don't know whether they'd be able to run or not, but qualifying will be in March, I believe. The election would be next November. So I'm just putting it, I hope there's someone out there in District 5 who, like I said, loves Meriwether County, loves that district, loves people, and has a servant's heart that really would like to do that. Like, my intention is not to run. And so I hope there will be somebody out there who is willing to do that. But it has been I've had 3 terms and part of another term. It has absolutely been a pleasure serving, and I'll be continuing to serve for the next 14 months, just like I have. But just want to have an opportunity to see if there's somebody out there who thinks this is something they would like to do going forward. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Beth. And thank you and Brian for going to Mount Pilgrim. And I apologize. And I was actually responsible for Santa over at High Cotton Ribbon Cutting for new ownership. And with that being said, there was a great attendance Saturday at High Cotton in Woodbury under new management. And with that, I did have to get a substitute Santa, and ended up, it was a full day with the side effect of getting a good head cold out of it with the wind and the temperature drop or whatever. But with that, it was a fantastic event, and I do appreciate Buster was there, as well as Mayor Ledbetter and Mayor Glover and quite a few other people now for the ribbon cutting. So really appreciate that. And I thank Miss Beverly for heading up the Christmas decorations for the courthouse. And of course, if there's anything I can do to help, I'll be more than happy to, as well as helping with the staff luncheon. So that's it for me.
Mr. Hines?
Once again, like to thank this board for its leadership and putting things in place to make it a seamless process for those who want to go from a dirt road to a paved road. It's been a long process, but at least we now have it in place. And so we can, once again, be thankful for the 3 roads that we just currently paved, and looking forward to paving Beulah Evans and many more roads in the county as we move forward. The infrastructure, I think it's called Infrastructure Investment and Job Act, HR 3684, was passed. That's a big opportunity for America to invest back into infrastructure. And so there's still some basic things that needs to be ironed out. But one of the things that I read on the National Association of County Commissioners things, which I think would be very good for this county, is that there's gonna be a section, and I'll just read, it says, increase investment of off-system bridge, including county-owned bridges that are not part of the federal highway system. So there's going to be a separate program for that. And that's gonna be really good for the counties, because even the infrastructure money that we do get, it would take up a lot just to do the culverts and the bridges. So I do want us to follow up on that, because if this is something totally separate, this will allow us to finish the bridge work over on County Line Road. I think, Ms. Beth, there's a couple of bridges, or, in your area too. And this is extremely costly.
What's the number on that again?
HR 3684. And I would like to recommend to the board, maybe the first of the year, that we have a work session to talk about this once they iron out some more details. I'm hopeful that they do this funding like they did the other funding, that it comes directly to the counties versus coming to the state. We may have a better opportunity to get some things done. The other thing is, I think it's November the 15th is Apprenticeship Awareness Week. And one of the things that I would like for us to talk more in detail on workforce development is looking at some of the different apprenticeship programs that we can help get started over here at the technical school. Because one of the things they were talking about, even if we were able to start infrastructure work right now, our workforce is so limited. We don't have enough welders, carpenters, and things. So in our community, we may want to look at how we can partner to get some of our workers here to become some of those skills workers to start doing some of the infrastructure work. So those are just some of the things I want to bring to the board's attention. And once again, to Ms. Womack and to her group, thank you all for all the hard work you've done on Julie Evans Road as well. So we look forward to seeing your road paved by the spring. That's all I have, Mr. Chair.
All right. Commissioner McCoy?
Mr. Chair, I would like to just add to what Rosalie was saying about High Cotton. This place has really become quite cosmopolitan. I was amazed when I went through there and saw it, and I'll give you an example of one thing I looked at. In the back there, they had a stagecoach. Had a price tag of $28,000 on that stagecoach, and I thought, for conversation, I'll talk to the owners, and they said, "Oh, well, that's already sold." $28,000 for a stagecoach. So anyway, and I would let everybody know, we talked about broadband at the lake for a couple of meetings back, and we do have it. It is installed, it's up, it's doing everything it's supposed to, and we're proud to have it. One other thing that happened last week, we did meet with Gordon Rogers and the hierarchy of the river keepers right here in this room. And the gist of the meeting was to try to encourage other counties to get involved in river trails. That the lower Flint seems to be okay with river trails, but the upper Flint, where we live, we're the only one that's made a strike in that direction. So we're trying to encourage some of our fellow counties to get involved too. So that's what that was all about. And hopefully that will come about. Other than the normal calls that I get, used to, I would say it was rain was the biggest thing. It seems to be the growth issue now. People are calling about this subdivision or about something that's coming to their community. So get prepared. We're going to have more growth calls. And that's all I had.
All right. Thank you very much. And I'll just reiterate what Commissioner Hadley said about Saturday. It was really a good time, and they had enough food to probably feed 100 people. One of the people in attendance there actually messaged me later that day and said they couldn't believe how down to earth Beth and I really were. And it made me, yeah.
It's kind of hard to believe there, Brian.
It made me think, God, what is the perception of people? And, but it was a great opportunity to sit down and get to know new people. And I know that sometimes we don't get to know all of our constituents, and, it, again, was a pleasure to do that. So it made me open my eyes as to maybe people don't think that highly of me. But also, I had an opportunity to speak to one of the school board members, and they would like to, because of the reapportionment redistricting that will start in January for the counties, the school board said that they would like to sit down and have a joint meeting with the BOC to discuss those lines together, and I think that's a good opportunity to do that. So if Michelle, y'all can get that set up, then I would appreciate it. I don't have anything else. Next item is for the executive session. Yeah.
Chairman of the board, we need to go into executive session to discuss possible litigation and personnel.
Something else too. Okay. All right, I guess that's it. I thought there was something under real estate we needed to.
Why don't you just put it that way in case you think of it, then we can cover it.
You can add it to the motion if you don't
Yeah.
discuss it, it's fine.
Right.
Otherwise, you gotta come back out here and make another motion.
We'll add real estate.
Okay. All right, so I'll announce the future meetings, November 23rd, regular meeting at 6 PM. We will have it. The offices will be closed in recognition of Thanksgiving on November 25th through 26th. Do I have a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of litigation, personnel, and real estate?
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second? Motion and second. All in favor? Motion carries. We are in executive session at 9:41.
Are we staying in here or?
We do need to bring one thing to this part to vote on. There was a request to increase Mr. Robert Lovett daily rate from $25 to $30 per day. Do I have a motion to do so?
So moved.
Have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Motion carries. If there's nothing else to come before this board, I have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Motion carries. We're adjourned.